Hello and welcome into the SorareAndrews Show. I am Andrew Laird. You can find me as Lairdino on Sorare, joined once again by Andy Black to decide how dumb I am.
Great
Andy,
topic. Great
scale of 1 to 10 before we even start. 1 being not dumb, 10 being as dumb as you can get. Where am I before we even start the conversation?
Well, I think it's only fair that we start the baseline right in the middle, right at 5 or 6, something like that. And then as the show goes on, we can, slowly drift one way or the other.
I like how you're like, we'll start in the middle, 5, and then you're like, or 6, which is definitely closer to 10 than 1.
Well, if you go 1 to 10, what is the exact middle?
5.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know about that math.
The median?
How about that checks out.
I'm too dumb for it anyway. Thanks everyone for coming in. Mike Baston, Simon, and Ryan Walter on the podium. Congratulations to you 3. And I might be dumb as well with my Pickford and Kimmich purchase. No way. Ricky, what's up? Harry trades Saka ACL, Rafinha off to Saudi, and Bellingham out for 5 months. That's that would mean I'm dumb somehow. But those are all results oriented, Harry. Anyway, Stefan, what's up? Andreas also hopes not. Yeah. Carrie, Danny Brams. Tom said, I don't know how you're being dumb, but yeah, probably. That's fair. That's fair. Hatlingen, Laird, no dumb, Laird smart. Appreciate that. Palma, what's up? Laird isn't dumb. He's just confused like all of us. And Surface Air Missile, what's up? Andy, I've made some moves recently whose success relies on people being excited about the upcoming European season on Sorare, particularly when it comes to higher end classic cards. Has the scale moved yet?
Was dumber 10?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
Dumb is most 10. So ideally, I'd like to move closer to 1 than 10. I'm apparently starting at 5 or 6.
Not looking good.
Not looking good. Okay.
Not looking good.
We should have like a meter somewhere where it's like, oh.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Why do you think I'm being dumb? Well, let me give a little more background. Sorry. Yeah. I recently bought a rare Jude Bellingham. That was actually like 2 months ago. And then within the last week, I bought a rare Bukayo Saka and a rare Rafinha. And I think that I am going to sell Saka and Rafinha for profits. That's all.
I think you're living in like 2021.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like you're living in the past if you feel like you can buy a card and flip it for profit.
Like ever?
Like not ever. I'm not going to speak in absolutes here, but
okay.
I think that like best case scenario here, like you make $8 or something. Like what are we doing, Laird?
I think best case scenario is that I sell each card for double what I spent. But best case, I'm not saying that's like the most realistic case, but I think that I can make at least, I was actually going to say 50%, but I'll lower it to like 30%, more than what I paid. And I feel like the dumb rating kind of relies on how much risk I'm taking. And it's like, I don't think that these things go to zero. And I don't think that they get cheaper than what I paid, maybe in the very short term. But in the next 2 months, I think that comparable cards of these players, meaning other rare cards of Rafinha and Saka, and probably not Jude because he's hurt, but that they'll be worth more.
Yeah, the in-season versions will be.
So, and Mike said this says João Felix vibes already. Dumbassness increased.
Well done, Mike.
So I'm basically relying on the fact that we can use one classic card in in-season competitions, and that an in-season Rafinha or an in-season Saka would be so much more, and that those are players who are good enough to be the single classic that people will play. And so Why won't this work?
Well, nothing's changed from last year. Like that was the same rule last year, except for there's streaks now that.
And I believe those cards went up going into last year as well. Now I have a hard time like looking at last year just because it was like the first time we did all of that. And obviously the rules are a little different now with literally like classic competitions are different in terms of like what's available. But like this is the Saka chart. I wish I could go further because I wanted to see like before exactly 1 year. But like a classic Saka was $600.
Are these all? What are these? Are these all classic?
This is all classic.
Okay.
We can do the all classic and in season, and you can see like the in seasons are in the 1,500 range.
We just want to see the classic.
Right. So like a classic Saka was $600 last year.
Okay.
And now it's 146.
Yeah.
Based on last sale.
That's what all of my classic cards have done.
Sure. I wish we could go further. I don't think it. Does Basil?
It doesn't matter because it's the times. The times are just so different.
Sure. Or are they?
They are.
They are. Does he have? Yeah, that's just recents. So no. Oh well. So you don't think that that Saka can get more expensive than this right now, or he's unlikely to?
I mean, of course he can.
He can and he can't.
He can and he might.
Ooh,
but I don't think he will.
Okay.
No, I think he probably will go up, but it's not I don't think we're doubling our money here, and I don't think that like the risk. I don't think it's worth the risk or gamble because I don't have a good feeling about this European season. I think a lot of people are going to either choose not to play or I don't know. I mean, I guess once we have prize pools and stuff, that'll drive some of this stuff, but I don't know. All I see is negative sentiment, negative people not wanting to play in the fall.
That's why you're talking to me now. Ryan Daniel said, has there been another announcement that makes it sound like classic cards won't decrease further, which is kind of an interesting way to look at it. And Anu said, I would argue logically that they can only get up from right now because people haven't realized yet how much more utility classic cards get next season, which I don't think is actually the truth. Meaning, I don't know how much more they get.
He said they can
not going up
only
at levels.
Only go up. They can only go up. I feel like I've heard that before.
Did those go up?
Can't possibly go down any further.
So I'm not saying that they can't go down further, but I'm just saying that I think they can go up from here at some point. So I think what I'm really kind of banking on here is less. I don't want this. Should I start this? No offense, but I almost don't think it matters what the prize pools are, that there are enough people who will play anyway and will FOMO into stuff or YOLO into stuff, whatever the right one, maybe both. And that they're going to say, well, if all these people are leaving, I'll just play and win more because it's easier. It'll be easier to play.
Always count on Sam for.
Yeah, let me see. Sam says, I think in general, Laird is dumb, in my opinion, which hey, fair play. Non-zero chance the platform folds. High chance even a great prize pool update hardly moves the market. If some crazy NFT boom happens, Laird already in a good position. I don't think we need a crazy boom for this to work. Now, again, I'm not buying a Bukayo Saka rare card for $146.84, expecting it to be 10 grand in 2 months or ever.
Why not?
I'm just not expecting it. I will happily sell it for 10 grand. Like I'll list it for 10 grand right now if that helps move the market up. But I think that no matter what Sorare does, there will be a market for the higher end rare cards. And I forget who it was. I think it was in the Sorare with Laird Discord. Was it? Might have been Ryan, Walter. I don't know. And now I forgot where I was going with that. I don't know. But like, no matter what they do, I just don't see them building a game dynamic now where the upper tier cards. Oh, that's what it was. Ryan was like, rare is the best scarcity. Like limited is they're just way too many cards, and super rare is just kind of like too exclusive, and it's like tough to like get what you want. And he was like, he was like, oh God, don't quote Ryan Walter. He's an idiot. He was like, rare is the best scarcity. And I was like, it's always been the best scarcity. And that's why I was like, if I'm going to try doing this like trading thing, like I don't want to deal with limited, too many cards. And I just don't, yes, it's liquid, but it's like, it feels like it can go down so quickly. So I was like, I like where rare is. You don't have to compete with like 50 other people trying to sell the same card as you. And that's why I like decided to buy rares that I think in any game mechanic, these cards should be good. Now, yeah. I'm sure people are sitting there like, they could absolutely change the game to the point where every card is terrible.
Well, Sorare 26 will be everything's a rare. So your uniques and supers will drop down into the rare division. They'll get their prize boosts or bonuses or whatever, but everything's a rare next year.
So the great thing about that, Andy, it still doesn't even add that many cards.
Oh God!
Like if all of a sudden they were like, hey, unique and super rare don't work. They go in rare now. What is that? Like 17 more Sakas? Like that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So this is the level of dumb, I think. How much do you #trust the team? But we'll
start at 5.
Excuse me. The point I was trying to make is that my bet, my gamble, even though this is not financial advice, nor gambling advice, nor gambling, of course, is I think there are enough people who love to play this game that will want these cards. And I feel like I'm buying them cheaper now than they will have to in 2 months when the season starts. When they say, oh, yes, I want to play in season, and they buy 4, and they're like, all right, do I want to spend, what did Saka cost last? I'll even have it. So if you have 4 in season cards, you're like, I really want to play Saka. And instead of spending $1,500 on a new one, you spend $200 on an old one. And you're just as competitive. Does it not make sense?
I think it can certainly happen. It's just flipping is just not something that intrigues me at all anymore.
Okay.
I've tried it enough in the past year, and it just never works out. And maybe it's a skill issue or a get good issue. I don't know, but just never works out for me.
The reason it doesn't ever work out for me is that I keep the cards. And the way that I'm thinking about it now, and I feel like this is something that Sorare probably don't want me to say out loud, but I'm going to anyway. I think based on my budget and the budget that I'm expecting to spend in the upcoming season, that I might be able to make more by doing this than actually playing. And that the risk is actually significantly lower because the prices are lower. Now, the upside's not as high, but I feel like the I feel like there are enough people who are going to want to play, and the way that the game is set up, it makes sense to have classic smashers.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I think it's very. All right, I'm gonna come out and have a hot take. I think it's very simple-minded to think like Sonny here, that buying at the end of the season or in the off season and then flipping when the season starts is just, oh, it's that easy and we make money. I think that's I think it's a little simple-minded, and I think that you're not taking into account some other things like these cards that Rafinha. I guess he can be played in season La Liga as your one classic. Is that right? But in the classic competition, there's no La Liga or Prem comps for like Saka, so they just get thrown into a big mess of champion. I don't think that the champion utility really. I don't want to say it doesn't matter, but it kind of doesn't matter because there's going to be French league players that are going to outsmash Saka. There's going to be cheaper options than Saka that people will just buy. So the only reason you're buying them is for their in-season utility. They don't have extra utility.
So I'm perfectly fine with that. Like the in-season, the market or the people participating in the in-season market, I think, are looking for guys like Rafinha and Saka in a classic sense.
Laird, unless they're looking for their boost, their cap 260 boost.
Right.
That might even be a different competition. I don't even know, but nobody's doing that.
Yeah. And I'll disagree a little bit on the fact that they're not useful in classic, because like the whole like, oh, there's some French League smashers that are better than them. There aren't. Like Rafinha was literally one of the best players on the entire platform last year, score-wise. So like, yes, you can get guys that are cheaper that score like a little bit less.
Yeah, it might be like within 3 points. People will choose to do that.
That's fair. That's fair. I think to be successful this season in Sorare 26 in champ, you're going to need both, because we have 7 lineup spots. Like I think to win, you're going to need the expensive guys and the cheap smashers who don't stay cheap for very long. But it's really the in-season part.
You said 7 lineups?
7, SO7.
SO7. 7 cart lineups, yeah.
So yeah, that's what I was wondering. Ryan said, if we get a dedicated French league, aren't the French stars better to flip since they're more scarce?
What is a French star? Does that exist?
Yeah, like I think like the best players in Ligue 1 are no longer in Ligue 1. Like, let's see how quickly I can figure this out, Andy. Where's Ligue 1? There? Oh, do we have to call it something else? Yeah, sorry. French Championship.
Yeah.
So I'll go L40. Shout out to PSU fans too, who thinks it's the only one. So Hakimi, Dembele, Højbjerg, Vertinho. I guess all these guys are staying. I was thinking of like Andre Santos, who's gone, and Cherky.
Yeah. Don't worry. Keep going. Sorare considers all of these stars. Just keep going. Keep going. Keep going. These are all stars.
So what was the point again with looking at Ligue 1?
I don't know. We were just going to see what players we would consider quote unquote stars.
No. Yeah. Like outside of Marseille and PSG, there's nobody except Delane Bakwa and Gaetan Perrin, which, if you'll notice, I own these guys. What is going on with my camera again?
Nice. That was cute, Laird.
We're back.
Yeah, there was like a little robot-looking guy there when you went.
I turned it off.
Oh.
Like this guy?
Yeah, that's.
I think it's a clock.
Well, whatever.
Yeah.
Got a little right angle nose.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Pogba's back. Anyway.
Stars will be stars.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Do you subscribe to the thought that we're going to have in-season champ because there'll be nowhere else to play Serie A cards.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. I have no idea.
Somebody brought that up the other day, and I was talking to Harry about it because he and I both played Champ in season last year and like really liked it, but we also played mostly with Ligue 1 and Serie A guys because they're cheaper, because that was the only place you could play them. And I forget who it was. Maybe it was, I think it might have been Andreas, was like, they might have Champ because like, where do you play Serie A? And it's like, oh, it's a good point. And in Serie A was never like fully licensed anyway.
Yeah, I mean, how many clubs are there even from Serie A?
They do have a decent amount. Like they had way more than I thought. Let me see if I can pull the list up. Yeah.
It always feels like they never consistently licensed. Like
they just never have the three that everybody wants: Inter, Juve, and Roma. It's like it's the opposite of what they did with the other leagues, where they were like, we're just going to do the top 3 or 4, and instead they just did the bottom 17.
Yeah, but it feels. Do they have Lazio every year, or is it just like some years they have it, some they don't? Same with Napoli.
Well, it's one of those like they've never, they have, some years they have it and some years they don't. So they only have 12 right now. So it's actually a lot fewer than I thought.
It's actually more than I thought.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you know all of these teams were in Serie A though?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like if you saw Lecce, you'd be like, oh yeah, that's Serie A.
Yeah.
Okay.
Although, is that a boat? The USS Lecce?
What's that?
The USS Lecce? Is that like a ship?
It sounds like a ship.
Yeah.
Where are they? US Lecce. Surely they get Como. Como will want to be part of this. Yeah, I don't know where you play like an in-season Napoli card at this point. Oh, Monza were relegated. Huh.
I wonder if they could do a Serie A division without the whole league.
I don't think so.
But could they do a
Italian championship? I mean, I guess they could. The other bummer about these cards is that like a lot of them sell in bundles, and everyone's like, ugh. So Empoli and Monza were relegated.
Monza, no. It's okay. They have an agreement with Monza to just keep printing their cards, right?
They were the original second division that never even had a. Oh, Venezia got relegated again?
Oh, Monza had a bad year, huh? 3 wins.
Yeah, that's poor. Lecce just stayed up.
It's funny because, like, when I see all these teams, I only think of, like, certain, especially the bottom of the table teams. Like, when I see, like, Monza, I just think of, like, our inside jokes with Monza. Venezia is just like the team with like the cool jerseys and like the supermodels wearing.
They're like a fashion brand that has that.
Yeah, you're right. They're a fashion brand. They're not a football club. They're a fashion brand.
Yeah. I mean, the big negative here for Sorare players is like they have 6 teams in European competition, 4 in the Champions League, and 2 of the 4 in the Champions League are not minted.
Not great, Bob.
Just think about all those poor people who bought Lyon players to play in Champ. Nobody did that. That's an 8 or 9 anyway.
Is that something you did?
No. I'm not sure I could name more than like 3 Lyon players. And that includes Cherky, who's now at Man City. Do I get any special credit with Saka because he's U23?
Is he still U23?
I'm pretty sure.
When's that birthday?
Let's see. U23 until next year.
You gonna play him in U23?
No, I'm gonna sell him for 10 grand.
Well, I guess we just need to all buy these Sakas for $173. You got yours for $146.
So
If you sold him for 173 right now, would you consider that like a would you
Like a
be
win?
victory lapping that?
No. So I spent 146. The person before me, 154, 160, 155. I've sent $150 offers to everyone here, and they all just snap. They just like reject. They don't even counter. Like, I wonder how many of these people who have trader in their name actually want to sell cards. Like, this guy has how many? Trent has 1, 2, 3, 4 of them.
And they're all listed for 250 or something.
Yeah.
It's kind of goofy.
Is the reason for this that the hope is there's some sort of run on Saka cards, and he's like, well, now I'm the only one left at 240.
I guess, or that somebody's going to come in and just like, sweep the floor and buy. Like, that's such 2021.
You remember when that happened? Like, when that actually used to happen?
Yeah, like J.R. Duke comes in and buys every commit on the platform. It just doesn't happen anymore.
It really doesn't.
And also, too, like, if that happens, do you really want to be the one that sold it at 220 or whatever? Obviously, if somebody's coming in and buying all of them, I want to be selling mine for like $500.
I do remember when like people would sweep the floor and we'd be like, oh wow, and we'd list, and it was like, oh, it's over.
I forget who, I think it was Bambi maybe, and he was buying stuff up like crazy, and I just kept trying to put like bait out there. Like, I had a couple of good cards at the time, like Noah Lang super rare, and trying to get him to bite on some of those things, and felt like he always bought other people's cards. Never mind.
Never yours. What was the other one? A bottle bore? Something like that?
Oh, that's right. Whatever happened to that guy?
I think we know exactly what happened. Just gone.
She gone.
But yeah, I feel like that was the first one that used to like buy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably who I was thinking of.
8 or 10 Kimmich rare.
What a name.
Yeah. Yeah, and then Duke did it. Did Bambi ever do it? I feel like Bambi was always more of just like the paying a ton for the best cards.
Yeah.
I like this thought by looking for food. You never know, Andy. Maybe Saka's card is going to be midfielder again.
Yeah, but you got the mid. You got the bad one anyways.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, maybe that's the difference with those.
Yeah, that's probably the difference between the 250 ones.
Okay. Apologies, Trent. Oh, wait. Well, actually, no. No, never mind.
No?
Two of them are 240 are the mids.
Gotcha.
Oh, actually, hold on. Since there are lots of people on Sorare from here. From this screen, which is Bukayo Saka's screen, I can see like all of the cards on the market right now. And Andy, maybe I'm backwards on this. The card supply button brings you to all of the ones, and it doesn't default to cards on sale. It literally shows you every single card. I have no idea what, like, I guess I have it done at lowest price, which is funny that the 2 super rares are first. Do you think that this should default to the cards on sale, since I'm clicking from the cards on sale section of the page? You don't care.
I don't care.
Yeah, you don't care. Yeah, see this. Yeah, Trend has 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 forwards, 2 mids, all priced within like $20 of each other.
Just hoping that somebody isn't paying attention or doesn't care or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I like the forward one makes sense that it's going to be more.
Does he definitely score higher as a forward?
I just don't think it matters. It's the positional scarcity of good forwards.
Maybe. These scores aren't very good. The hell am I thinking?
Yeah. Yeah, what are you thinking? 3 decisives in the last 15?
About 100 games.
Laird,
yeah.
Come on. and we're gonna double our money here with the bad midfielder version. That number is getting higher.
Forwards with good A is just rare. Yeah, these are all rare cards. I know that's not what you meant, but well, let me go to Rafinha. That'll make me feel better.
He also hasn't been good in the what competition is he playing in right now?
Nothing.
Those international games?
Oh,
Friendlies or something?
I don't know. Is he playing now?
I don't know what those were. No. We don't need to look at all that. Just look at the last 5.
There you go. Horrible. What did he cost this time last year? I feel like Rafinha was always. Oh my god, this is what I want, Andy. Right here. This is what I'm looking for. Let's do this again. Robert Kramer said the forward is better for stacking because Rice and Odegaard being midfielders. Odegaard is awful.
Yeah.
So rare.
Also, too, like, you'll be one of 500 people that run that same stack.
Yeah.
Maybe not 500, but it's a pretty popular stack.
I'm definitely not buying Martin Odegaard. What's Rice cost? Same? Is that really? No. Why are these guys so close?
I don't know, because Rice just gets disrespected. Ryan said, yeah.
My favorite part of this strategy is we all know Laird's just going to sell them so he can buy in-season Midtjylland cards. I'm like 99% sure I'm never buying a Midtjylland card ever again. Sorry, an in-season Midtjylland card ever again.
Are they not going to license them again?
No, I don't know. I would put myself at an 11 on the dumb scale if I did that.
Why?
Because they're terrible.
Oh, are
God
they?
knows where I'll play them.
Oh.
That's why my biggest problem with the announcement is that there are people who started making moves based on the announcement, even though we have no idea what happens to cards like Midtjylland. In season, like what? Is there going to be in season All-Star?
Yeah.
Is there going to be Challenger? Is there going to be Contender? And I feel like Sorare are ignoring those questions for a reason, but I can't for the life of me think what the reason is. Looking for food said I said the same thing about Soul, and then they made pretty cards with tigers. I don't know what they would have to put on a Midtjylland card to make me buy another one. Maybe if each one came with $5,000.
I'm sure we could come up with some ideas here.
I hope not. Yeah, I don't. So yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with these cards. Like, if you buy in-season Midtjylland cards,
if they had cherry blossoms on them, would you buy them?
No.
Like
I didn't buy any of the Heritage Edition cards because they were.
Where's Midtjylland? They're in what, Norway?
Denmark. Check yourself.
It's all the same.
Watch it.
Yeah, I'm gonna get lit up for that one.
They're actually very peaceful people. They just be like, "Oh, misunderstanding."
I'm just trying to think, what are the Danes known for besides Danishes? You have a card with a bunch of Danishes on it.
Are Danish actually from Denmark?
They have to be, right? Why else would they call them that?
It's an easy question that we can answer.
I bought. My kids normally don't like stuff like that, and I bought some really good Danishes from one of our bakeries, and
there's no way Danish is the plural of Danish.
Danishes, yeah, for sure. You're right, Laird. But I had some strawberry and some cheesecake ones. Oh my god, they were so good. They were gone so fast. See, a huge supporter of Denmark.
Of Denmark, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I asked ChatGPT. The pastry known as Danish actually didn't originate in Denmark. And the reason it's called that is a bit of a twist of culinary history.
Go on.
In 1850, there was a baker's strike in Denmark. To keep up with production, Danish bakery owners hired bakers from abroad, including Austrians. These Austrian bakers introduced their style of laminated dough, layered with butter, similar, to what's used in, I have no idea, viennoiserie, like croissants. The resulting pastries, flaky, buttery, and often filled with fruit, cream cheese, or custard, became very popular in Denmark. Why Danish then? Although inspired by Austrian techniques, the pastries evolved uniquely in Denmark and became part of Danish baking tradition. When these pastries were later introduced abroad, particularly in the United States, maybe St. Louis, they were called Danish pastries or simply Danish because people associated them with Danish bakers or Danish origin.
Also because like they're Dane-ish, like because of the Austrians, they're not fully Dane, they're just Dane-ish. No,
I like that. I like that a lot, Andy. And ChatGPT is on your side that the plural of Danish is Danishes.
That's one win for me over here.
Yeah. For example, I grabbed a couple of Danishes from the bakery. One with cherry, one with cheese.
Nice.
However, multiple people from Denmark are Danes. There you go.
Germans got some good alternatives like Dane-like.
Dane-like, yeah.
Yeah.
Next, you're going to tell me French fries aren't French. Freedom fries. Yippee-ki-yay said it's good time to buy some cheap Challenger Contender cards at Rare, which is hilarious because Yippee-ki-yay doesn't play Contender. They are cheap, not so much risk, and I believe All-Star will get boosted.
I have a hard time telling anyone that it's a good time to buy anything.
That's fair. I have a hard time thinking that All-Star will be boosted. Like they genuinely can't make All-Star better or else we would just play there. And I don't think they want to do
They
that.
don't. No. That's just that's like the slop pit is
Right.
all All-Star is. It's just, hey, we told you that you had utility for life on these things, so we have to have this.
Yeah. The idea that you're like, oh, I can use my Contender guy Barco to win Jude. And it's like they're gonna reward like one Jude in All-Star all year.
Yeah. But have fun creating your crazy lineups.
Yeah, exactly. Use Rafinha to win Takashi Usami. Crazy. Although they got rid of the crazy lineups.
Are they totally tubular now?
No, they're summer something or other.
Radical.
Summer Lovin' or Summer. Hold on. Oh, just Summer League. That's all it is. There you go.
Oh. Looks a lot nicer.
Love them to change it to like just the slop.
Yeah. Yeah, it should just be the slop pit.
Where your leftovers go. Javik says it's a good time to buy some Danish, to be fair.
I wouldn't.
Is there a bad time to buy some
Danish?
No?
Yeah, no, I think it is a good time to buy Danish. I think we might be in a Danish dip. And in the fall, Michelin will come back and are we talking about Danishes or cards?
I don't even know anymore. Grem said exclusive, which I'm guessing is not a Grem exclusive. FC Bayern and Nick #Woltemade. or maybe Woltemade, have reached a full verbal agreement on a summer transfer. Andy Black, who is Nick Woltemade?
I think it's actually Woltemade.
Oh, okay. Who is
it? Not familiar with this person.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Is he like a Bundesliga 2 guy or something?
He was at Stuttgart, it looks like.
Hmm.
Oh, this
I've
guy.
seen this guy's picture.
I know this guy.
Yeah, he scores well.
Yeah, look at that.
Got a fine mustache too.
Is this for the German U21s? There's no way this guy. What position does he even play? Oh, he's a forward. Okay, I was like, holy! For some reason, I thought he was a defender, and I was like, that's a lot of decisives for a defender.
He has to play like wing or something, though, right?
I assume so. Or is he the next Harry Kane? That is the one thing missing from this. Well, there are lots of things missing from this, but not being able to tell the position.
Right.
And I have to click twice. Here he is. A little second striker.
Well, that's with the national team, so
yeah, and like the under 21 national team.
Maybe let's look at his last game with Stuttgart. Oh, looks like he played center forward, in at least the last game that I'm looking at.
Top goal scorer at U21. Oh, here we go. Hold on. Tom said it's Woltemade. Woltemade. Yeah, I can see that. I see that. Now we know. Crazy techer for such a big guy. I don't know what that means. The hell is a techer?
It's like a professor? Like technical skill.
Check out his highlight reel. He's like a Berbatov reject. Like everybody would look like that in a highlight reel.
I'm just impressed with being 21, 22 years old and having a mustache like that.
Good point. Let's pull that up again.
Now, actually, this is a good question. Is that a mustache, Laird?
No, it's not.
You're so wrong. This is such a dumb hill for you to die on, too. Like, +1 to dumb level right now to say that's not a mustache.
Hold on, I want to. Can I not copy this? Hold on. Hold on. Describe this facial hair.
David Taylor said that if you'd watched his highlight reel, you'd be ignoring Saka and Rafinha and buying 10 Woltemade rares.
How much would you pay for this card?
I mean, it looks delicious.
Right?
I don't know if I'm paying for the card, but I'm definitely eating that.
The facial hair in the image can be described as a detached goatee with a pencil mustache. There you go. So it's not just a mustache.
He has a mustache.
That wasn't what you were saying. That's fair. 100 ETH for that, for the Danish card.
Is there a way to see, if I wanted to go look at this guy's sales, now that announcement was made, is there a way to see the last, I don't know, a time chart like you would see on Sorare data?
Like this?
Yes, like that. How did you get there? You click on
No, there's nowhere to see that. If you go to his player page, like when you search for him, this is what you get. And here on the right side, it says sales history. There's literally a chart right here. And then, you just click that.
Okay.
And then it has the recent ones down here.
That's not bad. That's okay.
However, it doesn't include trades, even though they have the word trade right here. It does not include trades. and any card. So because of that, it won't include somebody that bought like this card and something else. Like it doesn't show up. It's only individual.
Gotcha.
I still don't even really know what they mean by trade because it doesn't make sense to me. Maybe trade is, or direct offer is, no, because that's like, I thought they had one that was like bought right off of the market. I don't know. Don't know if the transfer is good. Sorare Wise will be the guy behind Kane, probably. I mean, how long counter offers? I don't know if it's counter offers though, because that means literally none of these were ever bought from the market, which I guess is possible. I mean, how long can Kane still keep playing, right? Trade direct offer. My God. Did he not have new cards last year? What are these cards? Werder Bremen. I don't know, man. But yeah, there you go. Andy, can you explain what happened to Berkey last night?
Sure. Yeah, he was under a lot of stress, and they gave up lots of opportunities, and he had 2 last man tackles and made lots of saves and gave up what, 5 goals, 4
5
goals?
goals, yeah.
Yeah.
Why did he have to make last man tackles?
Well, one of them was a 2-on-0 break.
Oh.
And he like stuck his foot out, and I don't know. It was weird. It was like he almost more so like intercepted the pass than he did actually make a tackle. But I think it was just like, okay, that was basically a goal-saving play.
Yeah.
They gave him that. And then the other one was more of a smother. Like he came diving out, and I want to say he used his hands to make that play. So I don't know.
That's definitely not a
classic Opta, just scoring things however they feel like it.
So this is wild that Harry Kane is only 31. He'll be 32 next month. So like, let's call him 32.
How long do you think he's quote unquote effective till? Like 35?
No, I give him 2 more years. This year and next year, and then he's dead.
Laird, are you going to make a Velez Sarsfield stack?
So yeah, so they announced that they added Velez today, and they were like, "Welcome, Velez," and I'm like, "You've had these cards for like 2 of the last 3 years. What are we doing here?"
There's rumors that Monterrey's goalkeeper Andrada is going there, and Diego Valdez is going to Velez. I don't know if either will happen, but there's definitely like. Actually, no, Valdez I think is done. I think Valdez is already signed there. So more in-season Valdez cards for Tuggy to buy. Wasted money on.
Yeah, I'm like fairly certain that we've had Velez cards before. What do you think about the fact that players who are not currently licensed are unable to be added to watch lists?
That sucks.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
I also can't pull up Velez. Apparently nobody's selling Velez cards. I swear we had them.
Oh, we did.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to. I can't think of. I'll like look at the card and I'll be like, oh yeah, but I can't think of a single Velez.
Yeah, like Carlos Lampy.
Oh yeah. Literally a card I have. So yeah, we've had Velez cards. Good call on Carlos Lampy, by the way.
But then there's also that like wonder kid. They had like a super young kid that was like 17, maybe even like 16, in that same collection.
I think you're right.
And he plays in Europe now, I think.
Giannetti was one of them, but I don't think that's who you're talking about.
No.
That Almada.
Oh, that is cool. I like that card.
I did not know that card existed. That's cool. Perone went to Man City.
Maybe it was the next season.
Wow.
Oh wow. Also didn't know that he was there.
Santi Castro?
No. See, and that I think that's just further proof that they definitely had more years of Velez.
Let's see if Rui's right. Oh, this is the new one, but card supply. Here we go. Like this guy?
No.
I didn't think so either. Anyway. But yes, they've had plenty of them. Welcome back. Velez.
Welcome back.
Andy, what is your prediction for what the rare in-season Kylian Mbappé will cost?
I think I remember Sam paid like $2,500 or something for it.
Let's see.
He bought like the first or second one or something.
He did buy an early one. You know what I remember specifically about that is, so like the price, the first one here. Oh, Sam got the first one? I just remember Sam bought this and we were like, fuck yeah, Sam, way to be.
The funny thing was too, he was like on vacation or something. So he was like barely even like tuned in. And he was like, I don't know if this was good or not, but I'm doing it.
And we were so excited for him. And then literally the next day, it's $1,900. We were so excited.
David Alva's got it. It's Prestiani.
Oh, Prestiani.
Yeah.
So 2000 looks like around where he settled-ish in the first week. I don't know if Anion's asking us for like first week or like beyond that. Where do you think they settle? Do you think they settle in the 1,500 range?
What's this classic going for right now? Like 700, 800, something like that?
No, I think it's less than that. I think it's literally like 400 or 500. 387.
Well, what do we think? Like double
Andy,
that?
should I be buying Mbappe's?
Yeah, probably.
Like an Mbappe classic last year cost $1,500. Why are these so expensive? What the hell are we doing? Oh, this is still not in season. Hold on. No, yeah, classics. Why are these classics so expensive?
Speaking real quick about Prestiani, his first card on the platform, he was 15.
Wow.
I mean, at Benfica, he's still, what, 18? I mean, that's still ridiculously young.
He looks 15.
Yeah.
Did he like play for Benfica? Like actually play? No.
That looks like he was hurt or something, right?
Or he's 16. And that's what happened when you're 16.
Nah, they want him to play. They're at least going to be stuffing him in and stuff.
This drives me nuts. If you just like keep going back, it doesn't actually go back.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, Cade Sullivan has a 14-year-old card. Meaning he's 14 on the card.
Yeah.
So what are we paying for in-season? What's Sam paying for in-season Mbappe in a month and a half?
Like $800 or something.
Stop.
You think it's like way higher than that? 1,000? I don't know. It's funny because like, how much was Kai Wagner this year? Like the names on the cards don't really matter that much anymore. It's just like, what do you get out of them for the one season, and what is the prize pool? It's the only thing that matters what a card is worth anymore, and that's kind of, I think that's why the platform is like so depressing now. It's not like, oh, I have this cool Kylian Mbappé card now, and it's going to be worth a lot forever. It's like, no, your card is only worth the amount, however much it can yield over the course of the next 9 months. That is what it is worth. And it's just completely tied to the in-season model.
Is that bad?
Yeah, it
Oh,
sucks.
Okay. And he said, do you think they shut down the servers when it's 800? I mean, some have gone for 800. I mean, obviously
they get to sell 100 of them. So if they choose, I don't think they're gonna be shutting down servers over, what is that, 80 grand? I think Nico wants to make his 80 grand.
What happened to this difference here? That one went for 1,300 and the next one probably.
Well, the other one is like a special edition, the higher one.
Oh yeah,
you got it. Yeah.
So someone spent 1,200 on Jan 20, and on March 5th. I guess that's a long enough time. Maybe I should be buying Mbappe's. What's the market look like here? We got any French ones? No.
That instant buy, what mint is that?
88.
It's just weird to me for a company that like wants to try to make money. I would think that they would be selling all 100 of those.
Yeah, apparently 89 exist.
Just fucking rip off the auctions, take them off of instant buy, and just auction them. See what happens.
Well, super rares on the market. Pavel's got one. How the hell did Pavel get us Mbappé super rare?
Oh, he bought a gallery or something.
Whoa, no, it's holy shit!
Ridiculous trade.
So this guy got all of these J League and K League uniques for Jude, Mbappe, Valverde, Courtois, double, and Vinny.
When was that?
2 months ago.
So before they announced the that uniques don't exist anymore.
Well, that's 2 months earlier, but like.
So you traded.
Do you think Pavel even looked
the best super rares on the platform for some JMK League super rares?
Do you think that Pavel even looked at like what these were worth, or just?
Oh yeah. He looks. He cares.
Service said, I won't be playing in season, rare or limited this season. I hated the division aspect, said so all season, and nothing has changed. Most likely won't be playing super rare either.
Yeah. After a year, let's talk about that for a second. I do have a hard cutoff at like 120 Laird, so I can't go too long. But
okay.
After a year of seeing divisions, what's your take on divisions?
I don't think I see, like, I don't think you can really appreciate the advantages of them positively. Meaning, if you win in Division 1 and you're like, oh, yay, like I won in Division 1, and any other place you win, you're just like, divisions suck. Like if you're in Division 2 or Division 3 and you're just like, oh, division, and you win it, you're like, divisions are stupid because I just want to win the top prizes. And it seemed like the point of divisions was, if you're like starting out, you're in Division 3 and you don't have to compete against like the best lineups. Because Division 3 is like everyone who got relegated. So you're like,
that's where divisions fail, because you do compete against the best lineups.
So you don't really in Division 3. I really don't. Like, yeah, you still need good lineups to like win it. But I think the competition in Division 3 is weaker. And when you get to Division 1, you get the benefit of not having to face so many people like that. And that goes back to the whole like you play rare because it's not as many people as limited, or you play super rare because not as many people as rare, and you get the best prizes in.
So why do we need two mechanisms for that?
Because it's not enough. Because it
was always enough before this past year.
Obviously, it was not enough because
all of a sudden there was too many cards. Just all of a sudden.
Yeah, They got to a tipping point. It wasn't all of a sudden; it was existing, and they hadn't done anything about it. Like,
I call bullshit on that, but
okay. I mean, we've known for years that at some point there were going to be too many cards for the rewards.
No. That doesn't even mean anything. Too many cards. That doesn't mean anything.
What do you mean it doesn't mean it? It's too many people competing for the same thing.
Yeah. So?
Well, I don't care, but it's like everyone's like, oh, scores are so high. Like I honestly,
they're still not so high.
No, they're not. Honestly, I think the biggest, I've said this about like 10 things recently, including about Bernie Sanders. I think I think the biggest problem with divisions is how they were sold to us.
Yeah.
And they did all they thought they could with like making the rewards better in Division 1 and all this, but like the reason you want to be in Division 1 is because that's where the best rewards are and you don't have to beat as many people. Like you want to be there. And I feel like everyone who's just like, oh, I'm not in Division 1 and I got a lesser prize. And it's like, it's the equivalent of me playing a limited lineup and being like, man, this would have won in rare. And it's like, well, it wouldn't have. I'm not competing there. And I think the biggest problem that people have is the 1 week relegation. Like I actually think divisions work, but I don't think that the game week by game week, I actually, honestly, I don't care as much as other people, but I think the fact that
I like Surface's idea. They should just make it to where you get a team in each division.
Yeah. So my pushback to that is if you suck, why do you get one in Division 1?
Because that's the rule.
Right. Well,
I think why don't you get one in Division 1?
I think if I get that's the rule. Lineups in Division 1, I should benefit from that instead of you having shitty lineups and taking one of my possible lineups.
Yeah.
Or my entry. No one is ready for the argument that we shouldn't be able to win off 3 lineups. Behab's right about that. I think Behab was the one who was like, do we all just compete? Like, get rid of divisions. I apologize, Behab, if this is misrepresenting. But it was my understanding, like, get rid of divisions, multi-entry, only your top scorer wins.
Yeah, that's fine.
He's right. People aren't ready to have that argument. But that's my problem with Sam's thing, that like if somebody is there with 3 lineups that are not good at all and haven't done anything, why should they get a Division 1 lineup?
Yeah, that's fair.
But I do think that
I also don't think that I don't think that they're necessary at all. I think that you could do 1 division, everybody gets 3 entries and just fucking YOLO.
I don't disagree with you. It seemed like the problem they were trying to solve was for the back end, for the people in Division 3, that they were like, I still want to be able to win something. And it's like, well, fucking win something with good lineups then.
Right. The way, and you're right, it was the way that they sold it. It was like, oh, well, you can make a bad team and put them in Division 3 and win because it's going to be easier. And it's like, no. You still need 500 points to win Division 3.
So you definitely don't. Like, the scores for Division 3 are way lower to win. But it's like you win $5 instead of 1,000.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the week and the league and the division and all that. But I mean, how about MLS Division 3 this midweek last night? I'll bet it was quite high. And I'll bet there was Carlos Gills and Evanders in the best lineups.
Let's find out.
Granted, it was the high scoring week, but I'll bet there were Division 3 teams with both of those players and just popped off.
Wasn't there like an all competitions button somewhere?
I don't know, but good luck finding this.
Jesus. Here I have. All right, so in Division 1, the top one was 533. This isn't limited in season because I have 1, 2, and 3. And division, what would I say? 533, and the top here is 513.
Yeah.
Like, yes, you still need a high score.
So Matt Coach, what was his lineup? Just out of curiosity.
Berkey,
Okay, that was
Jermaine,
different than what I would have expected.
with a rare, no less.
Yeah, wild. How about the second place guy?
Hip hip her 4.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Nico Hansen, Wagner. There's your Gill, Rossi, Vander.
It's funny looking at this lineup and thinking that didn't beat the other lineup.
Right?
You know? I guess, did he wrong captain that or what?
Yes.
Oh, he captained Wagner.
I mean, this had literally 2 100s in it.
Yeah, actually, basically
97.
3 100s.
Yeah. Yep. Behab said, can still have divisions, but yes, multi-entry, but the only top lineup counts towards which division, and division is scored off multi-game weeks. Like, I think that's the point, is the single week to determine whether you're promoted or relegated is, like, it doesn't actually reward consistently good play. It's as stupid as streaks.
Yeah, and like just to add on to that, adding streaks in with this has baited me into doing dumb things that get me relegated. There was the game week a few weeks ago. I was on my 4th streak, and then there was that weekend game week where there was like
5 games or something.
Yeah. So I was like, all right, if I want to go for the streak, I need to buy players and like compete pretty hard. Well, I think I had 2 or 3 Division 1 teams. Oh, dude, it was like my worst game week ever on the platform. I buy players to like continue that streak. I ended up getting relegated out of both my Division 1 teams. Missed the streaks completely. Like both my goalkeepers conceded like 3 goals in the first half. It was like so bad.
Not against the teams that you had attackers.
Yeah, I think I had DNPs too. It was like just the worst game week ever.
And you said the conspiracy theory, they keep divisions so we don't sell our cards because we'd get relegated. That's funny. Good old Lister play coming back. Service said, Laird's point is valid, in my opinion, in the sense that it's philosophically correct, but it's not massive enough to counterbalance the other issues with gameplay and the market caused by often not being in Division 1. So I'll disagree about the market thing because, like, Andy just proved it. Like, he went out and bought a bunch of cards because he was in Division 1. Not even that. You were just going for a streak. But
yeah, well, I mean, it was I suppose it was for both things. It was like, well, there's not going to be a lot of people playing either this game week.
Yeah.
Have two cracks at D1.
So my favorite thing about divisions that we all kind of ignore.
Whoa, let's go.
I don't know what is happening here. It switches over. Anyway, is that when there are not that many games and you're like, oh, I have a lineup, like I'll put it in. Look at me, I get to play. Completely forgetting that like all of the people in that division have lineups of people playing. So even if you have a shitty lineup, you're going to get relegated anyway. That's all. Yeah, I think if they just didn't do it by single game week, I think people like Surface would be more.
Yeah, or just get rid of them because they're dumb.
Or that.
Sean
Again,
was right.
I think they just sold them poorly.
Yeah.
All of this stuff is just marketing, Andy. You just got to tell us why it's good. And they didn't. They just kind of were like, here's some divisions.
No, they told us why it was good, but they gave us bad reasons.
Maybe. Yeah. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I think I've won Division 2 twice. And it's like winning the division is obviously not as good as winning Division 2 is obviously not as good as winning Division 1.
Right.
But it's still a decent prize at the top. So it's like, I can't be that pissed.
Yeah.
You just win the divisions you're in, man. Like, that's all you can do.
Or bitch about it and try to get them to make one division.
That's also possible. I like this idea from Bob. Make the lower divisions get market credit so they can buy better cards. Like Saka Classics.
Where do you think we ended on the scale from 1 to 10 today? 7?
I got dumber as we
went.
Yeah,
well, you didn't give me reasons, I don't feel like, to think that you were less dumb.
Okay, that's fair. Andrea said the divisions reward good managers and it gives some choice and thought into each lineup, which is less needed with no risk.
Sure, yeah. I mean, yeah, we all thought that too at some point. Yeah.
Server said once Super Rare changed in January, my enjoyment went up quite a bit. I think Super Rare was a problem because they were like, if you win Division 2, you're getting like literally a dead card. And it's like, you can't do that either.
Or you come in second in Division 1 and still get a dead card.
Oof. Erling Haaland's not that good anyway, Andy.
# win once.
Win once.
Yeah.
Win Division 1 once. Thank you, everybody, for coming. If you could please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Shout out to Quinny. If you'd like to support the content any further, patreon.com/Andrew and Laird. Don't worry, none of that money goes to Andy. Not a bit. Thanks, everyone, for coming. Enjoy the weekend. Oh, wait, it's Thursday. I'm off tomorrow. Enjoy the weekend.
Welcome to the Sorare Show, where we talk